Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone spotted a lone Russian soldier struggling to walk along a dirt road, clearly injured. His movements were slow and uneven as he limped through the conflict zone. The drone locked onto his position, quietly tracking from above. Moments later, an FPV drone approached. Startled, the soldier raised his rifle and fired, but the drone closed in and struck. He collapsed into the grass, wounded and disoriented. A second FPV drone quickly followed, descending from above and delivering another precise strike. The area fell silent once again as Ukrainian drones resumed their watch over the terrain. Zaporizhia direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone identified a lone Russian soldier carrying an anti-tank mine while walking along a dirt road. After covering some distance, the soldier, visibly fatigued, sat down to rest beneath a utility pole. The drone quietly tracked his position from above, locking onto the location. Moments later, an FPV drone began its silent approach. Without warning, it surged forward and launched a precision strike, ending the encounter in an instant. Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone identified two Russian soldiers moving through a forest toward a hidden bunker. The drone locked onto the location as the soldiers entered the shelter. Shortly after, an FPV drone was dispatched, striking the entrance of the bunker with precision. A second drone followed, hitting the same spot and collapsing the structure into rubble. From the debris, one wounded Russian soldier emerged, visibly limping from an injury to his leg. Struggling to move, he attempted to disappear into nearby bushes to evade detection. However, the Ukrainian reconnaissance drone remained overhead, tracking every movement as the soldier pushed forward through dense vegetation. After some distance, the soldier reached a dirt path. At that moment, a third FPV drone appeared and launched an attack. The explosion left him dazed, but he managed to rise and continue moving. The injury to his leg worsened with every step, making it increasingly difficult to proceed. He eventually collapsed beside a bush to rest, breathing heavily and unable to continue. The area was still under surveillance. Soon, a fourth drone approached silently from above. With careful precision, it dove toward the position where the soldier lay. A final blast followed, and the battlefield returned to silence. Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone spotted a lone Russian soldier sitting inside a small outdoor restroom in a conflict zone. An FPV drone was deployed, advancing silently from above. Moments later, it dove directly toward the structure. The impact caused the restroom to collapse in a cloud of dust. Surprisingly, the Russian soldier inside survived the blast with only minor shock. Dazed but unharmed, he stood up from the rubble, narrowly escaping what could have been a deadly strike. Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone spotted a Russian soldier entering a civilian house to steal food from an elderly woman. The soldier fled back toward his shelter, unaware he was being watched. An FPV drone approached and launched a sudden strike. Terrified, the soldier ran and hid beneath tall bushes. The drone maintained visual contact, locked his position, and moments later, a second FPV drone closed in and struck with precision. Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian drone identified a Russian soldier hiding behind a tree near the forest's edge. As the drone approached, the soldier noticed its movement and panicked. He sprinted away in an attempt to escape, but the drone quickly locked onto him. With a sharp dive, it launched a direct strike, ending the brief attempt to flee. Pokrovsk's direction. A Ukrainian drone identified several Russian soldiers moving along a dirt road. As the drone approached, the soldiers panicked and scattered, raising their weapons in a desperate attempt to shoot it down. The drone skillfully maneuvered around the fire, circling above to assess the situation. When the group began retreating, it targeted the last soldier lagging behind. With calculated precision, the drone dove in and struck, ending the encounter as silence returned to the battlefield. Pokrovsk's direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone was patrolling the forest edge in an active conflict zone when it detected movement ahead. As it approached, it spotted 3 Russian soldiers hiding behind a destroyed and abandoned armored vehicle. The drone locked onto their position and continued surveillance, sensing the threat. One Russian soldier raised his weapon and opened fire, reacting swiftly. The drone closed the distance and launched a direct strike, breaking the stillness with a sudden explosion. Kupiansk direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone spotted 3 Russian soldiers entering a bunker near the forest edge. The drone locked their position and relayed the coordinates. An FPV drone advanced and struck the entrance. Moments later, a second drone followed with another hit. A third and fourth drone also launched precise attacks. The repeated strikes caused the bunker entrance to collapse. Smoke and dust filled the air. Silence returned as the area fell still, the underground shelter buried beneath debris. Pokrovsk's direction. In the heart of a conflict zone, helmet-mounted footage captures the tense advance of a Ukrainian Special Forces unit as they carry out a vital mission deep inside a forest occupied by Russian troops, arriving on foot from the edge of the woods. The team moves with extreme caution, scanning every shadow and listening for any sound that could signal an ambush. The forest is thick, the atmosphere heavy, and the silence unsettling. These soldiers understand that danger could be hiding behind every tree or beneath every bush. As they advance, signs of enemy activity become clearer. Disturbed foliage, recent footprints, and faint noise from deeper in the forest raise the unit's alertness to its peak. Suddenly, the stillness is shattered by the crack of gunfire. Both sides engage in a fierce firefight. Bullets rip through the underbrush, trees splinter. The air fills with the sound of shouting and the sharp report of automatic weapons. Despite being under heavy fire, the Ukrainian unit maintains composure and formation. They return fire while maneuvering into stronger positions. The battle rages for minutes before Ukrainian forces begin to gain the upper hand. Pressing forward and forcing the enemy to retreat, the firefight dies down, replaced by tense quiet. After securing the area, the unit searches for intel, gathering documents and equipment left behind. The mission is a success. This footage reveals the courage and discipline of Ukrainian Special Operations Forces. Their ability to adapt and overcome in the chaos of close-quarters forest combat reflects their training and determination. In these contested zones, victory is earned meter by meter. And every mission like this pushes the line forward. Zaporizhia direction. A Ukrainian FPV drone approached a lone Russian soldier standing near an abandoned truck. Startled by the sudden appearance, the soldier panicked and began running in circles around the vehicle, desperately trying to evade the drone. He grabbed anything within reach and threw it at the buzzing threat. The drone hovered above, circling its target with precision, avoiding every attempt to strike it down. Exhausted and with nowhere left to run, the soldier finally stopped, breathing heavily. In that moment of stillness, the drone surged forward and struck with precision. The area fell silent once again. Pokrovsk direction, Ukrainian drone operators launched a targeted strike on Russian bunkers located in a contested zone. Using FPV drones guided by reconnaissance data, they executed a precise attack on enemy positions hidden within the terrain. The drones approached silently, weaving through natural cover before diving toward the bunkers with calculated force. One by one, the structures were struck, sending debris into the air and shaking the area with controlled blasts. These strikes disrupted Russian shelter operations and weakened their hold on the area. The operation demonstrated Ukraine's continued dominance in drone warfare across active battlefields. Kurakov direction, a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone identified a Russian BM-21 multiple rocket launcher system carefully camouflaged near a tree line. Once the target was confirmed, an FPV drone was dispatched to the location. It swiftly approached the launcher, locked on, and launched a direct strike. The explosion ignited the vehicle, engulfing it in flames and completely destroying the system. Smoke rose from the wreckage as the fire consumed the remains. This precise attack neutralized a major threat and highlighted the effectiveness of Ukraine's drone operations in targeting concealed artillery assets. Kurakovy direction. Ukrainian forces initiated an aerial interception targeting Russian reconnaissance drones operating in contested skies. As Russian drones scanned the area from above, Ukrainian operators launched FPV drones with precise coordinates. The Ukrainian drones climbed steadily, their cameras locking onto moving targets in real time, one by one. The FPV drones adjusted their course mid-air and accelerated toward the Russian surveillance aircraft. Each impact was direct, sending the drones spinning out of control before crashing into the ground. The operation effectively disrupted Russian aerial reconnaissance and weakened their ability to monitor troop movements on the battlefield. This action highlighted Ukraine's expanding dominance in drone warfare, where speed, accuracy, and tactical coordination enable swift responses to enemy surveillance threats. Kupiansk direction, Ukrainian drone operators successfully repelled a Russian riverborne assault using fast, targeted strikes. As Russian troops attempted to cross a contested waterway aboard small landing craft, Ukrainian reconnaissance drones quickly spotted the movement. FPV drones were immediately deployed, locking onto the boats from above. With swift precision, the drones dove toward the vessels, striking them mid-transit. Explosions erupted along the riverbank as several boats were disabled or sunk. The sudden assault disrupted the Russian advance and forced the remaining forces to retreat. This engagement demonstrated the strategic advantage Ukrainian forces maintain through aerial surveillance and rapid drone response in defending key river routes. Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian drone detected a lone Russian soldier driving a civilian vehicle along a rural road. The drone locked onto the target and pursued it from above, without warning. The FPV drone closed in and launched a swift strike. The vehicle was hit directly, bringing it to a stop as silence returned to the road. Pokrovsk direction, Ukrainian forces launched a nighttime drone strike targeting isolated Russian soldiers in a contested zone. Utilizing thermal imaging systems, reconnaissance drones scanned the dark terrain, identifying heat signatures with precision. Once individual enemy positions were confirmed, FPV drones were dispatched under cover of night. The drones maneuvered low and silent, closing in on their unsuspecting targets. Without the benefit of daylight, the Russian troops remained unaware of the threat until it was too late. Swift strikes followed, neutralizing positions and disrupting any planned movements. The use of thermal detection gave Ukrainian forces a critical advantage, allowing them to maintain pressure even after sunset. The operation further highlighted Ukraine's ability to dominate the battlefield through advanced drone technology.